Basic cutting skills. And let's talk about some cutting skills. What I've done, a carrot here, and I have peeled the carrot. So I've just kind of peeled it, using a peeler to peel the carrot. Now one of the things is we have to dice the carrot. So what happens a lot when you have something that is round like this, and we have a knife that is very sharp, we can hurt ourselves. A little bit about knife safety. Remember that a falling knife has no handle. So if we drop a knife on the floor, and it may fall out of our hands and fall on the floor, all we want to do is back away from it, and then when the knife is on the floor, we pick it up, wash it off, and we can reuse it and take care of it. But we don't want to catch it in mid-flight because we don't want the knife to end up cutting our hands and hurting ourselves. I tell you this because I have learned this lesson many times, and I've cut the ends of my finger, and I've had to go to the hospital, and it's embarrassing to be a chef and go to the hospital with a cut finger. Now, I don't want you to cut your finger, so I want you to think about that and be very careful as we're doing things. So one of the problems is when we're trying to dice a product that's round is sometimes the item will roll, and if it rolls, the knife is going to roll with it like this, and that can be a problem. So what I want to do is I want to lay it flat, and I want to put my hand on top of the knife like this, and I want to apply pressure and then cut it down in half. So now I have 2 halves of my carrot. Then what I do is I can place the flat end of the carrot down, and now I can slice it up into the slices that I want for dices, which are, maybe about 1/4 of an inch wide, the ends of each of them. So all I'm doing is this and this. So now I have these little bands of carrot that I can kind of line up like this, and as you notice, as I'm cutting, I keep my fingers behind my knife and out of the way. So I'm not going to have my fingers near the cutting blade. And so all I'm going to do is just cut down, and then as I get closer to my hand, I move my hand back a little bit. Now I know sometimes on TV we've seen them go with their knives and go crazy and do all of that. That's risky. I would not do that. I don't do that. I like to take my time. We all have great hands, and I want you to keep the great hands, so I don't want anybody being cut, especially since we keep our knives very sharp so that we can use them and they'll be cutting properly and working properly. So all I'm going to do is move it down a little bit each time and do my little dice. Very important. Knife safety is very important, and cutting techniques are very important. So now I have a nice little dice of carrot, and the dice of carrot is good because that carrot will cook up nice.